I'm really excited to be here. I have to say that, you know, back in my jungle in Costa Rica, arriving here, I definitely feel like Tarzan crashing a wedding party. I was at a place called the Bungalow on Saturday, and I went there like this, and it took me a while to understand why people were looking at me strangely. And then I looked around, I was like, oh yeah, they're all dressed like they're in a movie. So, yeah, and I probably don't look like the guy who's most interested in money. And I'm really not interested in money. I really don't care about money. And I find that it's quite interesting that people always reach out to me to figure out how to make more money. So, you know, that's one of these things in life that just happen. Actually, it first started with me when the financial crisis hit. And a charity in the UK came to me and said, how would you like to teach charities how to make money? Oh, that sounds really interesting. And that's how I got into this whole idea of making money from doing good, because I saw these charities solving real business problems. And I thought, wait, you guys are really missing on big opportunities. And then I'd be asked by large businesses about how to help them make money. I thought, wait, these charities are doing pretty awesome stuff. Why don't you just use the stuff that these guys are using to grow your businesses? And that's how I sort of fell into this. So I coach people who create masterpieces. That's what gets me excited. What gets me excited is about that point at the top of the mountain, where you know the top of the mountain point where you can see that point, you can't see anything past it. And you know that if you get to climb all the way to the top, you'll see this amazing view on the other side, but you have no idea what that view is. That's what I'm interested in. What's your Everest point? What is that highest point for you? And that's where I want to go with you. And today what I want to do is to talk a little bit about how you get the money to get there. Because that's often what people come to me with, like Patrick with the coaching movie. He said, I've got this really cool movie about coaching. I've got some of the world's best coaches there. I've got a guy who coached Steve Jobs. I've got a guy who wrote some coaching books that sold 100 million copies, and I have no money. And I've got this woman who's a producer. Anybody seen the What the Bleep Do We Know documentary? Is that ring a bell? Yeah. So they got a producer of that documentary, and no money. And that's always the thing that fascinates me, and which is a little bit the question that you gentlemen. What was your name? Sorry.
Me?
Yeah.
Phil.
Phil. That's kind of the question that Phil's asking is, wait, I've got great stuff. I've got all these really cool stuff. We're solving this amazing problem. I can communicate, but somehow people are not giving us the money we need. And without that money, we can't go anywhere. And that's what I want us to talk a little bit about. So I don't have an answer for you. There's no sort of one answer for everybody, because if there was, you'd all have the money in your pockets already, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work together a little bit. You happy to do that?
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. Oh gosh, I wasn't expecting so much energy. I just come back from Costa Rica, don't scare me. So, before we jump in, I want to invite you to do one thing with me. I want to invite you to let go of all the thoughts you've had for today. You've been doing a lot of things, you've been busy, you've been running your businesses, doing stuff, running around. I've been in LA for 4 days, I feel like I've been here for 4 months. I've done so much. So just let go of anything you've done today. And tonight you're gonna be speaking to a lot of exciting people, and you're gonna come back home. Let go of anything you're gonna do after this talk. Yeah, can you let go of all those thoughts? And as we're at it, you might as well let go of any thoughts you have about raising money and about what we're going to do now over the next 10-15 minutes. Is that okay? Yeah. Cool. So now go back to your piece of paper and look at the problem that you wrote down that Ryan helped you get there. And I want you to take a moment, just read it again. Just read it again for yourself, to re-impregnate yourself with that. That's the problem. Could I get a few people? I love the little background music that popped up. It really feels like I'm in a movie now. So, could someone give me some of the problems that you're solving? What problem are you guys solving?
I solve cellular health problems.
Cellular health problems. Okay, thank you. What do we have there?
You know how a lot of people got laid off in 2008
2009 that they need to reinvent themselves. There's no more job stability, so everybody's trying to create their own business idea, but they don't know how to.
Okay, thank you.
Outliving your money.
Yeah.
Outliving your money. Okay, interesting.
People want to be fit, but they're not motivated to a powerful.
People want to be fit, but they're not motivated.
I'll stand up since I'm a little soft-spoken and short. The problem that my company solves is giving businesses the critical information they need to keep their business alive.
Okay, thank you.
Is that?
Yeah,
Call to
okay.
action.
Sorry. Let's get another two. Let's get another.
Everybody wants their kids to do better in school.
Everyone wants their kids to do better in school.
I solve the problem of investors losing money and failing startup.
Investors losing money and failing startups. Okay. Can we go with the? Are you guys all happy to go with the schools? We'll do school thing. Yeah. Can we? Are you all happy for us to work a little bit together? And we'll all work together, and we'll do this as a group. But that way we've got something to focus on to see really where we're going, right? So, can you repeat what the problem is?
Everyone wants kids to do better in school.
Okay. So now, is that really a problem? What is really the problem behind that problem?
Kids are not doing well.
Kids are not doing so. But what's
Or
the problem? Why is that a problem?
The educational system maybe isn't set up for success.
To revamp the
Okay.
school.
What's the problem with all that? I mean, so what? So they don't do well in school. So what?
Kids are relying on their parents.
Kids are relying on the parents.
The future is going to be affected. The country run by people who are not as capable as they should be. Therefore, you're going to have a certain class running everybody, not everybody being involved because they don't understand how to be part of the whole situation.
Okay. Now I'm starting to feel a bit more of a problem there. That feels a lot deeper to me. But what is really the problem at the parent
If you
level?
fail in school, it's going to hurt your whole life and your kids' life and your grandkids' life. Because you won't have a good job. You won't be able to pass that on to your kids. Our company's called 7 Generation Games because it matters for you, for the next generation, for the next generation. If
Okay.
you fail in school,
We're getting
it
warm.
hurts all the way down.
We're getting really warm. What is the problem here? What is the problem behind what you're hearing here? What is really the problem? Is the problem school? No, that's not. It's got nothing to do with school.
Failure.
No. Sorry? I hear something else. You're talking to me about generations, right?
Creating a better life.
It's creating a better future for yourself and your family.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the problem you're solving. Is how do I create a better future for myself and my family? Yeah? Now you see where we went with this is that it seems like the obvious thing is that, oh, what we're doing is school, but really that's not what it is. What it is about that building a better future for me and my family. Now, the solution you have is the school thing, right? The solution you have is, in order to get the better jobs, will help you get better education. And that's kind of gonna get it, right? So, when we talk about a problem, you really want to go back to the core of what is really the problem for your customer. What is, and that's what Ryan went through, right? Going back to that problem, make it painful, make it feel right, but go deep enough, and that's what John was talking about. Go deep enough into what is really the problem. Don't stick at a surface level, because that's not painful enough. You don't feel the cut. You know, you want your kids to have better education. Yeah, okay, we all want better education for our kids. So what? Yeah? Go further, go deeper. Now the next thing is, how much money do you need? Can you all take a moment to write down how much money you need? What is the minimum amount of money you need for your business to go to the next level? Do you all have a number, a specific number? I see a few nods. I see a lot of people looking at me with blank eyes. If you don't, this is terrible. Could we have the number for you? What is-
600,000. We're in the middle of raising funds now.
Yeah, so that's your minimum.
600,000.
That's your
Yeah.
minimum. Now, you've got your minimum. What's your ideal number?
2 million.
2 million. What's your maximum number?
5 million.
I like that. Do you all have these answers? Do you all have your minimum, your ideal, your maximum? Now, why do you need your maximum?
That's the full-on big vision, right?
And why is that important to have a maximum? Because if someone was to come there and say, hey, I'll give you twice that maximum you had. Sorry? Yes. And this is now where the point where we get to the strategy. Is that when you get funding, you're diluting your company. You're getting funding. Think about every penny that you get, that you're giving us little something away, right? And we're in a culture in which now everybody's raising millions and hundreds of millions, and you know what? All these founders, they end up with tiny little something of their company. They don't own their companies anymore, they can't run their companies anymore. That's why people like Richard Branson, who has 270 businesses, ended up buying back all the shares of the company so they could have control again, right? So before you raise money, be very, very clear that the amount of money you're raising will actually allow you to make the money you want to make. The biggest mistake you can make is to raise money, and that's what I hear all the time, is we're gonna raise this much, and then we're gonna raise more. You're already setting yourself to go in the wrong direction. Now, once you know exactly the amount you want to raise, the next question that is really crucial is, why should we trust you? Why should we trust you with the money? And that's back to this human side. Now, that's back to the human side. Why should we trust you? And I guess can I give a quick shout out? What are kind of things that you would say to why should we trust you with the money?
It depends on the team. You have to have complementing skill sets to basically show that you put the money to good use.
So your team?
Yes.
So your team will be an asset? Absolutely.
Your expertise field.
Your expertise field. So the amount of years you may have worked in a certain industry, the kind of companies you've worked with, what you've achieved in these different jobs. What did you have in your...
We have a product, and we have a track record. We're not just a dream and a team. We have products and results and money.
Your product, results, and money. Now this is getting to an interesting, this is getting us to another interesting question, which is different kind of funding, because we always talk about raising money for startups. But there's a big difference between raising money for your seed funding or your Series A, right? When you go for seed funding, you won't have track record. You won't have traction generally. You're selling an idea, you're selling a concept. When you go for Series A, that's when you've got traction. You must have some sales. You must have users. You must show that people are using your product. And like Ryan was saying, it's not just, I don't know if I think it was Ryan was saying, it's not just sort of having 5 friends who tried your product and said, yeah, this is freaking awesome. It's actually having numbers, right? So we're talking about traction, and then Series B, the stuff that goes after, I have no clue. Right? I don't deal with that. That's another ball game. It's a different story.
You find that VCs and angels are still investing in companies with no traction at a seed stage?
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely, they do. Companies, the investors still go for seed stage. What you've got to realize is that you're selling something different. At seed stage, you're selling a dream. You're selling a concept. At Series A stage, you're selling traction. You're selling the business. Very different thing to sell the concept and to sell the business, right? So when we're talking about trust, and this is really that key point, the trust factor. Series A, I need to trust the business. Seed funding, I need to trust you as a founder. I mean, in the Series A, obviously I still have to trust you as a founder, but that's not enough. You need both, right? So, going back to your credibility, make a list of any awards you have, any kind of money you've raised in the past, any media attention you've had, any kind of traction and followership you have on social media, anything else. Do you have anything else on your list of credibility, things that make you trustworthy?
Paying customers?
Sorry? Paying customers can be one, yeah. I would put that into traction.
Exits.
Exits? I don't know if I would put that into trust, but I guess that maybe in your planning, that you've been planning for the future. There's other things. I've had, people put into the trust factors that they've played, for example, as a professional baseball player. How's that building your trust?
Well, it's responsibility, commitment, dedication, follow through.
Exactly.
Because it was
Well,
professional.
exactly. You're selling the individual. You're selling yourself as a team. You're selling what you can do and who you are. Because as a startup, like Brian said, they know that you're likely to fail. They know that it's very unlikely that things are gonna go smoothly for you, because it doesn't. I work with entrepreneurs and I haven't had yet a single client who went through 12 months of coaching and had no problems. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be going through coaching, and they wouldn't be going for investments, and they wouldn't be, needing anyone's help. And as you heard from Brian earlier, all entrepreneurs need help. We all have problems. If there were no problems, it would be easy, and someone else would have solved the problem. Okay. Okay. That actually put me off track. What was I saying?
No problems.
No
We all got problems. We all got problems.
We all got problems.
This is when we line up a joint.
No problem. So you're all gonna have problems. What makes a difference is how you tackle these problems and your approach to hitting there. I was talking with a friend of mine recently who has a client who raised funds by presenting a 200-page document, of which the first 2 pages were the reason for which the investor should invest in the company. The 198 pages following were all the reasons for which you shouldn't invest in that company.
Sounds like a BPM.
That works, right? They don't want you to try to convince them that you won't face problems and that it's gonna be easy. If you try to convince your investors that it's gonna be smooth sailing, you're gonna do it no problem, it's all gonna go well, look at the numbers, they all work, we're gonna make lots of money in 12 months, we're gonna IPO. They're gonna look at you and say, well, go back to the plan, go try it, we wanna see. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be much more successful when you build that human relation with them. Build that credibility, not based on lies, and that's what you were sort of talking about earlier, not based on lies, not based on trying to pretend to be what you're not. And I hope that I can embody this. And I can tell you, when I arrived on the set of the coaching movie with, the other coaches who have, this sort of really big sort of, personalities and much older, all suited and everything. And you know what, at the end of the day, and especially here in LA, everyone looks different, nobody cares. Every business is different nowadays. I've got some clients who still come to meetings fully suited up, with the tie and everything, and I've got other clients who dress like me, and you know what? They all run great businesses. I've got clients who work in offices and it's all clean and nice and neat and pristine. I've got other clients who do everything remotely and they do all their works on a mobile phone. And there's no way that is better than the other. Well, look at it, like some animals have grown wings to fly, others swim, and other animals have eyes, some animals have infrared, We all have our own way of adapting. We all have our own way of being there. What's gonna make it more likely for an angel or an investor to give you money is that they trust you. And they trust you for a few reasons. One is that you're clear on the problem you're solving. The second one is that you know how to explain your solution. You're honest about what you're talking about. You explain to them why they should trust you. And that starts by you trusting yourself. And that's why making a list of all the reasons you should be trusted is going to help you build that confidence. When you talk to them that they should give you this money. And then finally, you need to have this very, very clear ask. You need to know exactly how much you're looking for. When you have the conversation with the investors, ask them for help. they're not just a dollar bill. If you look at them as a dollar bill and you think that this is just a ching, you're not gonna build relations. So think also about what else you want from a new investor. It's a little bit like dating, you know? The money is like the sex. We all want it and we're all happy to get it. But if that's the only thing you're in for, it's gonna be a disappointment for you and for them. So make sure that next to your dollar bill, you know, and you say, I want $500,000, from who? What kind of investor do you want? Who do you want them as, you know, a human being? What kind of contacts do you want to have? What kind of expertise do you want them to have? How do you want to have a relation with them? What kind of relation you want to have with them? Because these are the things that will make them have a conversation with you. So if you're looking for funding, if you are raising anywhere between $500,000 and $2 million, I would love to have a conversation with you. And I wish you a fantastic evening and create beautiful masterpieces. Thank you.